Hey guys, it's JMPDoubleX here, and today we're gonna go through the Destiny Weapon Tuning 2.0 update that Bungie will be releasing very soon, so here we go. Alrighty, so first with auto rifles. It looks like auto rifles will be getting a buff and a slight nerf to range. Now they're gonna increase the base damage on all auto rifles, but I'm not too sure how much damage it will increase because it does not say. Start damage fall off closer to players, meaning that the damage fall off, you're gonna be noticing it a lot more at range, which is what auto rifles should be. They should be a close to medium range weapon. Small reduction in base stability. Landing shots is optimal range, is unaffected by repeated precision hits, require more weapon control to land consecutively, meaning from far away, it's gonna be pretty hard to land those precision shots with an auto rifle. Boost damage by 10% against all AI combatants. That means 10% more damage in PvE. And that is pretty much for the auto rifles. Now, moving on to the pulse rifles. It looks like pulse rifles will be getting a slight nerf and a little tiny buff as well. Pulse rifles are optimal at medium ranges, but can still be used efficiently at close to long ranges. So they're gonna reduce the base damage of medium rate of fire by 2.5%. So they're going to reduce the damage by 2.5%. Small reduction in base stability. A bear should still land all shots at optimal range, but 3 precision hits will require more weapon control to land consecutively. Meaning at range, it's going to be a tiny bit harder to land 3 precision shots. And increase the magazine size for all base inventory stats, meaning more ammo, which is pretty damn good for pulse rifles. Now moving on to the scout rifles. It looks like scout rifles will be getting a slight nerf and a slight buff, so yeah. Increase base damage for medium to high rate of fire scout rifles, meaning the fast fire rate scout rifles, they're gonna be increasing damage just a tiny bit. Increase magazine size for all base inventory stats, meaning more magazine for your beautiful ass scout rifle. Reduce the accuracy while aiming from the hip, so pretty much firing from the hip is gonna be less accurate. Boost damage by 5% against AI combatants, 5% more damage in PvE. So that is pretty much it for the scout rifles. Now moving on to hand cannons. Looks like hand cannons are gonna be hit a little bit hard. Hand cannons are supposed to be optimal at close to medium ranges. Hand cannons will now be pretty hard to fire very fast consecutively, and hand cannons cannot compete with scout rifles at long range. Start damage fall off closer to players to limit long range engagements, meaning the damage fallout will start sooner at range. Small reduction to ADS accuracy. Pretty much the accuracy while aiming down sight is going to be less accurate. Reduce final accuracy while firing from the hip. Pretty much firing from the hip is going to be less accurate. Fast firing is less reliable, meaning if you fast fire from the hip, it's going to be a lot less accurate. Reduce magazine size for all base inventory stats, meaning less ammo for your hand cannons. Reduce base optics zooms for all hand cannons. I think this is pretty good because the zoom in on hand cannons is going to be a lot less zoomed out, if you guys can understand me, and you're gonna be able to see a lot more from close range, which is pretty good. ADS now grants more width in favor of depth, so pretty much it's gonna be widened out more, and you're gonna be less zoomed in when you're ADSing, if you guys can understand me. But yeah. Now moving on to shotguns. So it looks like shotguns will be getting a slight or maybe a big ass nerf actually. Shotguns are meant to be used at very close ranges. Shotguns are a risk-reward type of thing. Shot package. It looks like shot package will be getting a 30% nerf of its accuracy, meaning the pellets are going to be more spread out. Any perk that increases range on shotguns will be less likely to kill at further ranges. They added a buff to range finder, a 5% range buff. It was 20, now it's 25, while ADSing of course. Reduce precision damage multiplier on shotguns by 10%, meaning your headshots, if you get a headshot with a shotgun, it will be 10% weaker. Reduce damage against AI combatants by 10%, meaning in PvE, shotguns are 10% weaker. Now moving on to fusion rifles. Looks like fusion rifles will be getting a slight nerf as well. I don't know why, but they weren't getting used at all. So high impact fusion rifles have decreased range values, meaning less range for high impact fusion rifles. Makes it more difficult to max out range for these weapons, meaning it's going to be a lot harder to max out your fusion rifle with max range. The projectile speed for fusion rifles is slightly reduced, meaning when you shoot out those 7 beams or whatever, they have slower speed. Improve accuracy for short range fusion rifles. Reduce accuracy for long range fusion rifles. Those are the high impact ones. Now, moving on to sniper rifles. It looks like sniper rifles will be unchanged, but some of the perks will. Bungie wants to make sniper rifles harder to use at closer ranges. And you know that final round perk on the sniper rifle? Yeah, you are gonna need to headshot people to increase damage. Now the final round perk only works if you get a headshot. If you get a headshot, it increases your damage. If you get a body shot, it doesn't do anything. So final rounders, whoever uses the final rounders just to, you know, kill people, very easy, you know, that perk is not gonna work for body shots anymore. Now, moving on to rocket launchers. It looks like rocket launchers will be getting a slight buff and a little nerf to a certain perk. So rocket launchers will have an increased buff in blast radius. In the exotic perk grenades and horseshoes, yeah, the proximity detonation has been reduced. Meaning if you're just a little tiny bit closer to the proximity, it won't detonate. So it's gonna be a lot harder for people to, you know, get kills with your grenades and horseshoes exotic perk rocket launcher. Now, moving on to the exotic weapon tuning. First on the list is Hard Light. Bungie wants to make this beloved auto rifle stronger, so they're gonna increase the base stability. It was 65, now it's gonna go increase to 80, which is pretty damn good. Increase bounce count for Hard Light projectiles. Yeah, you know those little blue balls? Yeah, they're gonna bounce all over the place now. Hard Light projectiles are not affected by the damage fall off, meaning those blue balls, yeah, they're not affected from damage fall off. So pretty much, you're gonna see a lot of bouncing blue balls, so watch out. Now moving on to Necrochasm. It looks like Necrochasm is gonna be getting a buff as well. Increase base stability from 40 to 60. Increase magazine size for this weapon. The Cursebringer perk will always trigger a precision kill if you get a headshot. Cursebringer explosion has increased radius and deals more damage, so it's pretty much a Firefly on steroids. Oh, I can't wait to use this weapon after the buff. Woo! Now, moving on to the last word. Looks like the last word will be getting a nerf and a slight boost as well. Reduce range stat to 10 was 20. Reduce stability to 20 was 30. So pretty much reduce the range and stability on the last word. Reduce effective range while ADSing, less range while aiming down sights. Increase accuracy and precision damage while firing from the hip. So pretty much more damage and accuracy while firing from the hip. Fix a bug with hipfire damage bonus applying incorrectly, meaning remember those when you're aiming down sights, you get that 111 headshot damage? Yeah, they fixed that. Now, moving on to Thorn. Bungie said that Thorn was the most overused primary in the Trial of Osiris, which is pretty crazy. Thorn is getting a nerf to its dot damage. In total damage, it's going to be doing 25 total damage, so it won't 2 headshot kill you if you get 2 headshots, of course. So I think that's pretty good right there. Now, moving on to Hawkmoon. So pretty much they're gonna add a stack limit to luck in the chamber and holding aces so that only 2 of the bonus perks will ever stack on one round. This will prevent Hawkmoon from 1 killing any full player enemies in PvP. Add 2 rounds to Hawkmoon's magazine when holding aces is unlocked. Does that mean 15 rounds in the magazine? Well, we have to wait and find out. Luck in the chamber damage is reduced by 3%. It was 33, now it's 30% actually. So the Icebreaker is getting a slight nerf. They're pretty much going to increase the recharge time of the Icebreaker's round from 8 seconds. It was 5 seconds every 1 round, now it's 8 seconds every 1 round. No Land Beyond is getting a buff, increase the weapon handling speed for faster time to aim, which is pretty damn good. They're going to fix the sight so it won't overlap and look really nasty, because the sight to me feels really weird. Increase the exotic perk, the Master, to 8 seconds and gives you a 20% bonus precision damage, which is pretty damn good while the Master is activated. Black Hammer, increase ammo inventory to 18 rounds. White Nail perk now pulls ammo directly from your inventory. So pretty much if you land 3 precision headshots, it will take away ammo from your inventory, so yeah. Lord of Wolves is getting a buff triple recovery boost bonus for all allies granted by the Lord of Wolves perk, which is pretty damn good. And Gallahorn. Gallahorn, yes, the beautiful Gallahorn is getting a slight nerf to reduce damage of its Wolfpack rounds. So the Wolfpack rounds are going to do less damage in PvE, and Bungie says that it was the most overused exotic for PvE. Of course, because you know Gallahorn is very good. But yeah. So what do I think of this weapon tuning balance update? Well, I think it's very, very good. I'm the type of person who likes to have everything balanced and not have one weapon have so much advantage over every other weapon. I also don't like the same weapon being used over and over again by multiples and overpowering every other weapon. I think this is going to be very good, and I can't wait to see how these new weapons, new exotic weapons handle. I can't wait to use the exotic auto rifles and see how they handle. I think it's going to be very, very fun. And if you guys want to check this article out for yourself, the weapon updates, I'm going to leave link in the description to Bungie.net, and you guys can check that out yourselves. So anyways, Guardians, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to today, more future videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Guardians, I'll see every one of you guys later. And until next time, Guardians, and I love you.